The more deceptive society becomes, the harder it is to recognize who is truthful and who is deceitful. The Prophet ﷺ warned that in such times, years characterized by trickery and deception, truth will be rejected while falsehood will be embraced. People will lose the ability to judge who deserves trust and who does not. Often this happens because liars refine their craft without limits, while honest people suffer for holding fast to principles and refusing to imitate those who oppose what is right. Imagine, for a moment, if we had a way to check people's records before dealing with them, if angels kept reviews, certified by Allah, visible like a public rating system. Before you did business or trusted someone, you could look up their standing. Imagine further that angels' inspections were displayed on the windows of homes or on the doors of businesses, warning anyone who might interact with that person. That would make deception much harder. The Prophet ﷺ taught that whenever a person leaves their home, two banners accompany them, one held by an angel and the other by a devil. If a person goes out intending to do something Allah loves, the angel follows with its banner, and the person remains under that banner until they return home. But if they go out for an action displeasing to Allah, a devil follows with its banner and keeps them under it until they return. While we do not see these banners in this life, on the Day of Judgment, these banners will be raised for everyone to see clearly. When the Dajjal appears, the Prophet ﷺ said there will be an unmistakable sign. Written between Dajjal's eyes will be the word disbeliever, so that believers can recognize him. After the Dajjal is defeated by the Messiah, and after the earth is transformed, Allah will resurrect us on the Day of Judgment. Our identities then will be determined by our deeds. The Prophet ﷺ explained that truthfulness leads to righteous action and righteousness leads to paradise. A person who consistently speaks the truth becomes recorded by Allah as truthful. Conversely, the one who persists in lying will be recorded as a liar, because falsehood leads to wickedness and wickedness leads to the fire. Many people feel tempted to view honesty as a disadvantage in this world, especially when lies seem to yield immediate gain. Yet Allah reminds us that there will be a day, the Day of Judgment, when truth will benefit those who adhere to it. That benefit will appear manifestly in numerous ways, one of which will be the banners raised above people that reflect their true character. What are these banners? For those whose dealings were treacherous, the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah will raise a banner above every traitor when the first and last generations are gathered. An announcement will be made, this is the treachery of so-and-so, son of so-and-so, and the dishonest person will be publicly identified and shamed. Their deception will be laid bare, and they will no longer profit from it. On the other hand, there are praiseworthy banners. The highest of these is the banner of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ himself. The Prophet ﷺ stated, I am the chief of the children of Adam on the day of resurrection, and he affirmed that he holds the banner of praise. He was clear that there will be no Prophet ﷺ present on that day who is not standing beneath his banner. May Allah grant us the honor of being under the banner of our Prophet ﷺ. Scholars explain that the Prophet ﷺ's banner is the supreme banner of praise, and that others will have banners corresponding to their spiritual stations. There will be banners for the truthful, as-sadiqeen for the patient, as-sabirin, and for the grateful, as-shakirin. Those praiseworthy banners are not awarded to everyone. They are given only to those truly distinguished by these qualities. A person who was steadfast in truth for Allah's sake, even when honesty cost them worldly benefits, may be granted these stations. There are narrations suggesting that honest merchants will be grouped with the martyrs on the Day of Judgment. Why? Because martyrs were true to their covenant with Allah, and so are those merchants who are truthful in their trade. Such people live with an awareness of Allah watching them, which keeps them honest in all dealings. Consider the stirring example from the life of Imam Ahmad, may Allah have mercy on him. His son Salih narrated that his father forgave every person who had wronged, tortured, or slandered him. Rulers, guards, betrayers, mockers, everyone. Imam Ahmad forgave them all. When asked about those who had died before they could seek forgiveness, Imam Ahmad replied that he forgave even the dead who had harmed him. He cited the verse that promises Allah's recompense to those who forgive and reconcile. meaning that Allah Himself will handle compensating any wrongs done. Imam Ahmad also related a teaching attributed to Imam Hassan al-Basri. On the Day of Judgment, all peoples will be brought before Allah on their knees. A call will be made that no one should stand except those whose reward Allah has guaranteed. Those who used to forgive others in this life will be among those who are permitted to rise. Thus, Imam Ahmad declared that he forgave even those dead who had harmed him, and he advised that one should not wish for Allah to punish others on their behalf. Such forgiveness requires an exceptional heart, yet it brings extraordinary reward. Those who show such mercy will receive a beautiful banner from the grace of Ar-Rahman, the Most Merciful. The book of deeds will expose each person's true record, and the banners will plainly display what station each person earned through their behavior. This raises a personal and urgent question. What quality would describe you today? If the banners were to be placed now, what would be written above your head? What emblem would announce the way you engaged with others? Were you truthful or deceptive, patient or quick to anger, grateful or unthankful? The reality is that the outward facade people show in this temporal life can hide the inner reality that will be exposed on the Day of Judgment. The passage we read emphasizes the stark contrast between those who persist in truth and those who persist in falsehood. It reminds us that the immediate benefits of deceit in this world are temporary and deceptive themselves. They do not translate into reward before Allah. The truthful person may suffer loss, slander, or misunderstanding in this life because they refuse to compromise their integrity, but in the hereafter their truthfulness will stand as a clear proof and a banner to their credit. Conversely, the habitual liar builds a path towards spiritual ruin. Lying cultivates a disposition that leads to sinful behavior, and ultimately it contributes to one's being recorded as a liar before Allah. The consequences on the day of resurrection are both public and undeniable. The banners above people's heads will speak the truth about them, and at that point, no disguise or social reputation can alter what is already recorded in the book. The account of Imam Ahmad's forgiving nature also teaches about the immense virtue of pardon and reconciliation. Forgiveness is not merely overlooking an offense. It is a moral stance rooted in trust in Allah's ultimate justice and mercy. By choosing to forgive even those who cannot seek forgiveness back, a person demonstrates reliance upon Allah and a detachment from personal vindication. Allah Himself promises to recompense those who forgive, which shifts the burden of justice from the individual to the divine. This teaching should encourage self-reflection. It invites each of us to consider our daily actions and the habitual tendencies they form. Are we cultivating truthfulness even when unprofitable? Are we practicing patience and gratitude so that these qualities might mark us on the day of reckoning? Are we ready to forgive, trusting that Allah will compensate for what we let go in this life? The imagery of banners is especially powerful because it makes tangible what otherwise might seem abstract, the moral quality that follows us. In this lifetime, we might face ridicule or loss for standing by the truth, but the banners of the hereafter will vindicate the sincere. They will publicly display the moral reality of our lives: who was truthful, who was treacherous, who was patient, who was grateful. These banners will not be subtle, they will be raised high for everyone to witness. Therefore, the practical takeaway is to begin living in a way that prepares for that disclosure. Cultivate truthfulness in speech and action, even when it costs worldly advantage. Exercise patience in trials, maintaining reliance on Allah rather than resorting to unethical shortcuts. Practice gratitude for blessings and forgive those who harm you, trusting Allah's promise that He will be the recompense for those who forgive. Strive to be among those who hold to truth and mercy. Such people will carry banners of honor in the sight of their Lord. In the final analysis, the message is both sobering and hopeful. It is sobering because it warns that deception can become widespread and that those who abandon truth for expediency risk grave spiritual consequences. It is hopeful because it assures that those who remain truthful and forgiving will be recognized and rewarded by Allah with banners and stations that reflect their moral perseverance. The call is clear. Examine your character, reform where needed, and choose the path that yields eternal benefit rather than temporary advantage.